So at long last, the wait is finally over. I have my very own Switch 2. It has been sitting there taunting me all day. Of all the days to be stuck late at work, unfortunately today was the day. It got delivered this morning. I've just got home. I've set on my camera because I want to share this with you. I'm just going to unbox it, take a look at my new console at the moment, and yeah, let's just take a look. So obviously I'm going to spend more time with it, setting it up with my TV, testing it all out and everything else. This is just my initial impressions. So we've set up a couple of cameras so you can watch me getting all about it. And also I've got an overhead camera that I will try and keep centered on this very small box. To be honest, when the box turned up with this in, which was actually exactly the size to fit this in the shipping container, I was thinking, is this actually gonna fit? I think it must be in here with the screen and the controllers separate, because I was definitely expecting it to be a wider unit. But the box has a nice bit of heft to it. It's quite a chunky box. And yeah, so it contains the Switch 2, and you'll notice that unlike many people, I haven't got the Mario Kart bundle. This is just the, what should we call it, the vanilla edition. It was an absolutely stressful situation on pre-orders, and I was panicking, going from site to site. Every time I had one in my cart, they were selling out and everything else. So I eventually managed to grab one of these. This was from Argos in the UK, and got it set up for delivery. So I knew I'd secured one, but it was kind of annoying when I was sat at work today and I looked on Amazon and they just had a ton of Mario Kart editions available anyway. But I have ordered the physical version of Super Mario Kart anyway. And is it called, it's not even called Super Mario Kart, it's called Mario Kart World. So I've ordered that. I've not ordered any other games because, to be honest, I was excited to just have a go with this already. I have ordered the Pro controller, which is coming on Saturday, and the GameCube controller, which is turning up whenever Nintendo decide to send me that. I'm kind of interested in the digital side of gaming, the indie games, all the rest of it, but I know I'm just kind of rambling on. I've got this box, and trust me, not even as much as you, I want to see this get open. So let's take a look. So it's not got the usual seal on it, which is a bit of a surprise. Normally there's a sort of security seal sticker on there. I've even got a knife ready to open it up, but we did not need that. So we'll just open up the tab here, open that here, and kind of disappointing to see the box has been not even damaged in transit, because it was within another box, but it looked like it had taken a bit of a dent there, and that's ripped at the corner here. So yeah, well done Argos, and well done DHL, was it, that was delivering it? I could be bad mouthing the wrong delivery company. So anyway, it doesn't matter. It looks like the console itself is intact. We have our screen unit, we have our two controllers, so we'll carefully get those out first. And below that we will have our dock and cables and whatever else is in here. But I don't think there is a huge amount of additional periphery with it. We have some important information. We have a ultra HDMI high-speed cable. We have the two kind of extra bits that attach onto the Joy-Cons. These have got the little pads on them, so you can use them as like a mouse controller. Something else I'm kind of curious to try out. So that's the upper cardboard portion. No polystyrene in here. It's all a bit more sustainable than consoles of yesteryear. We have the Switch 2 controller kind of handle, so we can slot. Oh, in fact, they're not slotting, are they? They'll magnetize and sort of click into place. It's got a very smooth, shiny upper surface with little rubber bits for the controllers to rest on. You've got the blue side and the, what are we calling this? I'm going to get it wrong. I'm totally colorblind with these things. So I'm going with orange at the moment. Okay, what else do we have? We've got the power supply, which is kind of like a phone type of power supply, USB-C adapter, which is a, let's see, 15 watt, 27 watt, 45 watt, 60 watt. So it probably needs that 60 watt to power the Switch 2. I thought it was going to be one of those that slides up, but it's just got that flush with the top. Obviously, this is a UK plug. Depending on where you are, you will get a different plug with it. It has a USB-C to USB-C cable to attach to said plug. And what else? This is the dock at the bottom there, and that is it. Very minimal, no huge instruction manuals and everything else. And the dock it's actually quite nice. It's rounded over on the back. It's fairly minimal on the front, which is kind of what you want really. You've got a matte finish with a gloss finish black logo. Smooth surface on the inside. It looks like there's a slightly purple tint to the plastic along the inside here, and obviously that is where you will connect the USB-C cable and power it all up. So obviously I'm not going to be able to do much with that at the moment because I'm not connecting it to my TV out here. I'll do update videos at a later date if you are interested in seeing this all set up. But what I wanted to do today really was just first impressions and sharing the excitement of what I've got here. This is, I couldn't remember. I was thinking, like, I've had a lot of release day consoles. Usually the handheld I'll get on release day. I couldn't remember the last time I got a new console on release day. I certainly didn't with the original Nintendo Switch. I wasn't actually particularly positive about the Switch. I mean, it's Nintendo. I should have known better. I can remember when everyone was skeptical about the DS and look at how huge that was, but the ads annoyed me with the original Switch. So all the people it was trying to appeal to were not really like me. I didn't like the idea of all the extra bits and pieces that might clip on and off that might end up being flimsy or might cause it to be feeling a bit compromised. As I said, I should have known better. I do still have some reservations about the Switch. I do hate the fact that the Joy-Cons feel a little bit wobbly, and it doesn't feel like a solid unit like the Switch Lite does. I love the Switch Lite. But also, like, we had the issues with the drift on the Joy-Cons and everything else as well. But on the whole, it has been a very much a loved console with some loved games. I think it's been amazing. But here we are, bringing out this huge screen. I mean, the unit itself has got quite a bit of heft to it. We've got the speakers at the bottom, down-firing speakers there, the USB-C. The stand is different on this one, rather than just being a little bit over at the side. It feels like I'm going to break it. Obviously I'm not, but you can set it at any angle and it will hold that, and it will kind of just sit and stand up, which is pretty cool. It feels much more solid than the old stand, and the fact that there's some symmetry to it will make it a little bit more reliable for standing up. On top we have our power, we have our volume, and we've got another USB-C, and we've got the headphone socket, we've got the game card slot. In fact, let's just have a look in there. Is that where the, ooh, that sort of slides up, moves out of the way. So that's just for the game cards. So where does the SD card go? Well, I suppose that's something I will find out over time, isn't it? What am I missing? Where would that go? What a mystery. It's a mystery. And I will find out, because I am sure I am going to be spending plenty of time with this console. Now, I'm not trying out these attachments just yet, but first and foremost, let's take a look at the new iteration of the Joy-Con. I've never been a fan of the Joy-Cons. I like the idea of them. It is kind of cool having this little handheld controller that you can share with someone else and all that kind of thing. But as a controller, it was never particularly satisfying. I love the Pro controller, which is why I've ordered one for this console as well. But these feel, they're a bit bigger. I don't know if we're going to end up with drift on the joysticks. Hopefully we won't. I've not seen any mention of whether they're kind of Hall effect, which would use magnets, which would eliminate drift. But they feel quite nice. The movement's really nice. The ergonomics of this, just in my hand, even not attached to the console, it just sits. It's just comfortable. It's got like a curved area here. I think the shaping of the triggers is much, it just sits comfortably in my hand. That's really encouraging. The sort of D-pad area buttons feel good, but it just sits, my fingers sit comfortably against this side. Do you know what? I said I wasn't going to look at the other bits because I wanted to attach it to the console, but I think I am going to just check out the sort of lanyard mouse type attachment here, because I want to see how it feels, because if it feels that comfortable in this way, I want to see what it's like here. So that will just slot over here, I'm assuming. That just pushes on. A little clip popped out there and then went in place. Yeah, I mean, that feels pretty comfortable, and you'd be able to hold it like this as well. But the main thing with that is it's got these little contact points, so you can use it like a mouse. It'll fit on a flat surface. I never saw that coming. I never thought of using it as a mouse controller. Now, removing it, I do not want to force it. When I got my Switch OLED, I kind of forgot about how the things lock in place, and I ended up causing a little bit of damage on the mechanism. So it feels like, yeah, you just pull that away. That's good. I was worried because I ended up with a wiggly controller on my Switch OLED because I'd forced it a little bit much when I first had it, and I was trying to attach or detach the Joy-Cons. Speaking of attaching and detaching, this is different. It doesn't slide down. It has magnets, and I'm assuming it will just locate. Ooh, that was quite satisfying. It just kind of hopped in place. And one of the things that I always really didn't like about the Switch was that they never really felt entirely secure. They always felt slightly wobbly. This, it doesn't, there's no kind of slight wobble or anything. There's a very slight visible gap between the console and the controller, which reminds you they are two separate things. I'm not entirely sure how they separate, if there's a button to press or if it just pulls away. I don't know. Maybe I should actually look at my little bit of important information. Maybe I should actually look at the important information they've given me so I don't do anything wrong. We shall see. So you can attach or detach those bits, and you can attach or detach. So using the Joy-Con 2 controllers, to detach a Joy-Con 2 from the console, press the release button on the back of the Joy-Con 2. There's a release button. Oh, it's that. I thought it was like one of the triggers. So there's like a little trigger on the back. I don't know if you can see here. I'll show you here as well. There is a little, you've got like the L and the ZL there, and then there's this other little one. So I'm assuming we give that a little bit of a squeeze. Oh, and it just kind of pops out and comes. That's really, oh, as a designer, this is very satisfying to see something that just works. So you squeeze that trigger and it comes away, you let go and it reattaches. So it's kind of forcing those magnets away, and then it pops back on. And as I say, when it's in place, feels good, feels nice and solid. We'll get the other one out. So this is the orange one, orange, pink. I could never even work it out on the original Switch. I like that they've kept that sort of, oh, that's not going to get old. It doesn't quite sound like the click on the advert. It's more of a ping as they go together, and you hear a slight spring and things. But when it's in, whoa, like I've got the Switch OLED. I should have brought it out to do a comparison. I'll do that in another video, but I've got the Switch OLED. That feels pretty big. That screen looks big and impressive, but this feels way more substantial, way more substantial. The size of this there is much more to it. It feels like I spent a lot on this. This is an expensive console, but I spent quite a lot on the Switch OLED, and I found it generally disappointing because I already owned the original Switch and there was no improvements other than just the screen. Everything else was just as slow and everything else as the other one. This feels like a much more premium console than the Switch. The Switch feels kind of like a toy. This feels like it means business. We shall see. I think it's time. Let's have a look and tap on our power button and see what happens. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I do not know how well this is all going to pick up on my camera. because it's all just on default settings at the moment. I'm mainly mic'd up so you can hear me rather than the rain outside and everything else, so we might not hear too much of the sounds coming out of the console. It's playing a nice little chill kind of lo-fi beat. So we're on English. I am in Europe. I need to read the important information document carefully before using the console. We've had a look at that. Let's set up the internet. Right, I will do that, and then I'll check back in. All right, and we are back. We are successfully connected. Day one with a console, and the first thing we do is a system update. So that will be downloaded. I can continue setting up the console while it downloads the update data, but isn't that the modern way? We get a brand new console the day of release, and the first thing we do is an update. But yeah, let's get cracking with that. You can use your Nintendo Switch 2 console in a variety of play styles to suit where, when, and how you'd like to play. You can adjust the stand so you can see the screen from your preferred angle when playing in tabletop mode. Well, we've had a look at that. That does feel pretty solid. And also a fantastic thing is that if you have to plug it into charge, no longer do you have to have it plugged in the bottom and you can't stand it up. There is a separate socket on top, which is specifically so that you can stand this up and play while you've got it charging, which I think is a big improvement. We can detach by squeezing the little trigger. We've figured that one out already. Oh, it's actually telling me to do that. It won't let me do anything until I've done that. Okay, well, let's try. It's like we're having to pass a little driving test with it. So we squeeze the trigger and remove that one. And we need to detach the left Joy-Con as well. It's showing us holding it like that. So let's see how we go. Squeeze the trigger and release. And select next with the detached Joy-Con 2 controllers. Okay. You can play with the console connected to a TV. Do you want to connect it now? No, because we haven't got a TV in my shed. You can use accessories that come with the console to change how you hold the Joy-Con controllers. Well, let's do that. Let's view the attachment guide and take a little look at our single controller. This is called the Joy-Con 2 Grip. See, I knew there'd be a name for it. Let's attach the controllers to that. Again, they just pop in. It's more of a clack than a click. There we go. Again, a nice fit, and there's a slight gap. Now that's good because where you've got the coloured strip here, it's just barely visible at the side. It's quite a nice little touch there. This doesn't feel, I mean, it feels okay. There's a very flat surface to this edge here, which doesn't feel particularly comfortable. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of tidy. It's quite a clean design, but the ergonomics of it don't feel hugely comfortable. But time will tell with that. It all depends on, you know, playing for long periods of time and see how that feels. But it feels a little bit of an awkward way to hold it. And my guess is there will be a whole load of 3D printed alternatives for these in no time. But it's nice to have the original one. Again, a bit like with the dock, you've got like that matte finish, gloss finish contrast, which I quite like. So we've done that. So next, to detach a Joy-Con controller, we do the same thing. We squeeze the little button, and again, like, this seems to get a little bit in the way of that button, makes it a little bit fiddly to detach. I like that there are these two little rubber pads here that stop both the controller and the Joy-Con from getting scratched. We'll remove the other, so let's go next. It'll probably ask us to do the other. Oh no, it's asking us now about attaching the accessory. This is the Joy-Con 2 strap. We'll get the orange one out because we've already had a go with the blue one. So that kind of, it suggests it goes up from the bottom. There's like a little tab that I didn't notice earlier. I must have been lucky. That hooks on at the bottom, and then the top bit just clicks in place like that. Let's see, what's it telling us next? You can detach a strap by holding the release button on the back. So you see, that was the thing. I kind of pulled it before and it came away, but we can detach it just by pulling that and it just comes away. That was much, much easier. So you see how that pushes it up, whereas I forced it before, which was very naughty of me. Apologies. Sorry, Nintendo. So you can switch between play styles. Yeah, very similar to the Switch. It's just it's basically just waffling on while it waits to download the data. I have 57 minutes remaining. I'm not going to sit here and waffle on for 57 minutes. But what I am going to do is go and play on my new console. That was my unboxing. It has been a long day. I need to go and get something to eat. I'm going to spend some time playing with this, but I just wanted to share that initial experience and I'm very, I mean, if you watch my videos, you know I tend to be enthusiastic about things. I get excited about these things, particularly when there's anything new. However, I get so excited about things that I'm very easy to disappoint. And there's usually, all it takes is like one little thing that's a bit, and it can disappoint me. I wasn't sure. I'd said before, like, I can't remember the last time I got a launch console, literally. I think it was the Wii was the last console I got on launch. So it's been a long time. And I kind of got the pre-order in on this, but I've seen that there have been mixed reactions, some enthusiasm, some indifference. I wasn't sure whether this was one to go in all in day one with, but I'll trust Nintendo and gone for it. But my initial impressions, particularly in terms of the ergonomics, the feel of it, with the actual full assembly together in its kind of original mode, in its handheld mode, it feels great. Like I say, it's quite heavy. The screen looks fantastic. The screen is, I mean, there is a bit of a bezel to it. We're spoiled by current mobile phones going all the way up to the very, very edge. There is a bit of a bezel, but this is a big, beautiful display. It's not an OLED screen. It's a very high quality LED, I don't know. It's a nice screen and it looks really good. We'll probably get an OLED version further down the line. But what I have heard is that the quality of this screen is superior to the Switch OLED screen. And certainly the text, even the tiny little bits of text, are extremely crisp. The blacks look good. It's, I mean, what can I, how interesting can I make a video of just staring at a screen of something very slowly downloading update data? I will leave it here, I think, for the initial video. I'll spend some time with it and then do like an initial review and show you some of the games I've been playing and things like that. Also, by the time I do another video, I will have my new Pro controller. I'll have Mario Kart to have a play on. I might even have my GameCube controller. But just to sign off on this video, is there anything that you want me to try? Is there anything you want me to test out? Is there anything, if you're maybe on the fence about buying one of these and you want my opinions on certain aspects of it, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm off to get something to eat and go and play on my Nintendo Switch 2. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.